Then I'll tell you a story. Real story. This is not joke. Real story. I have a retired associate. His name is Kim Sang-ho. And when he was young, in Chungcheong area, his wife died. And so he buried his wife. And after 5 days, he went to a tomb with children. In Korea, we have high tomb, not flat tomb. And it rained and the tomb cracked and all the children were clawing at the tomb and said, "Daddy, Daddy, Mama is breathing. Mama is breathing. Quickly, quickly, oh, open tomb." But he said, "No, it's rained. This new tomb, so it may crack. Mama is not alive." And children were all crying. So he took children home and gave some money to go out to buy cookie. He sat down and he was very depressed. His heart was broken and he was crying and he was reading the Bible. Suddenly he felt someone came behind and thrust through into his heart with big sword and he fell. He had massive heart attack and he died. And I was in the office and telegram came. Those days we did not have fax or internet. So telegram came. Kim Sang-ho died. Please organize funeral party to bury him. The doctor already issued a death certificate as a massive heart attack. It was already 3 days over. So I personally organized the funeral committee. And I appointed a funeral committee and gave some money and sent them to bury him. And when they went, he was there, so they washed him. Because in Korea, up until that time, we didn't have any morgue. So in home, they washed and clothed. And just before they put him in the casket, they were singing the last song. Suddenly, Kim Sang-ho rose up. And all the ministers ran out of the house. They were so frightened. And then he was sitting by his casket and he was waving them to come in. And each of them said, "You go first, you go first." They were so scared, they thought that they were seeing the ghost. And so they made a scram and they came. And they touched him. And he was alive, he was really alive. Then he was very angry. "I'm not dead person, why do you try to bury me?" And he said, "You are kidding, you were really dead. Doctor issued a death certificate, you died by the massive heart attack." Then he told this story. Since I'm his boss, he tells me very detailedly. To others, he would not detailedly tell me the story. And he said that when he felt as if the big sword was thrust through his heart, he fell. Then when he was falling down, he saw 3 stars were falling from sky. He was watching the star, and when star came near, they were 3 angels. And the angels came and said, "Let's go home." And each angel took his side, and one angel was leading the way. And while he was leaving, he looked around, and there was Kim Sang-ho lying down. He said, "Hey, Mr. Angel, look at that. I am there." "That is your husk. You have been living there for a long time, but you are out of the husk. Forget about that. Let's go." So he said, they were coming from North Pole. He said that there's Earth, and then from North Pole, there was a super highway toward heaven. And angels and he came to the North Pole, and there was super highway. They were sending there, and that was moving like a lightning, and many people were riding that escalator and going to the heaven. And while he was going to heaven, he saw many stars, big stars on Earth. And from North Pole, he was going to. And he asked the angel, "How long does it take?" "1 day. It's quite distance. It takes 1 day from Earth to heaven." So finally he arrived to a vast